every day. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining me. It is a gorgeous Friday. I'm in Chester County. My partner Felix is outside of Pittsburgh. Where are you, Felix?
I'm in Mars, PA, believe it or not. That's a real place. You can Google it.
I didn't believe it. When I met you 5.5 years ago, I'm like, isn't that a TV show? There's no way there's a Mars in Pennsylvania.
We have like a flying saucer replica in the town, which is 1 mile long, and a Martian. So it's legit. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So I called you and I wanted to do this for a couple of reasons. I wanted to do it sooner. I'm so glad and thrilled that you're joining me. We were talking before we jumped on here about passive income and what does that look like? Or we see in our industry a lot of agents leaving. I think all the dues were due relatively recently, and a lot of agents left. And I don't want that to happen. I don't think you want that to happen.
No.
But what we see on like Lab Code Agents or other social media pages for real estate is, what's everyone doing for a side hustle?
Yeah.
What kind of passive income are you doing? And that's what I want to talk to you about today.
Great. Yeah. And I'm very passionate about that. I have a lot of, this is my 26th year of being in the real estate industry. Yeah. And I come from a past of like helping, growing, and coaching real estate agents and brokerages. So I've seen both sides of the planet. And I've seen how brokerages leverage agents and transactions to make money. And I've also helped real estate agents and have a company today that does that, leverage the work they're already doing and create a passive revenue stream.
That's what I love. So as an agent, I've been doing this for 25 years. I was with one brokerage for 18 of those years, and they would always push, use our title company, use our mortgage company, and really wouldn't go into depth about like what was the actual value of partnering with a company like that. And until I met you and Ben, Avenue to Close, I had never heard of. You are based out of Pittsburgh. However, like EXP and a lot of virtual companies, you can grow anywhere. And you've grown very quickly with the help of agents. So why don't you talk about the business opportunity? I'm an owner. I love the title company. I've been with you for 5.5 years. Aside from like a title company isn't sexy, right? Like it's okay, here's an agreement of sale. However, you play a very vital part in every transaction, really. And now you're giving the opportunity to any brokerage, any top agent, whether it's Berkshire Hathaway, Coldwell Banker, Long and Foster, Compass, KW, EXP. Agents like me can buy into the company.
Correct.
So why don't you talk about that a little bit? Because I think it's great. You're doing something that you're already doing anyway.
Yeah. So basically we have what's called a multi-member joint venture. And what that means is if you're a real estate agent at any company, doesn't matter what one that is, and you are producing and in the business, you could have an opportunity to purchase shares of Avenue to Close. And really simply, those shares equate into, they're just like buying shares of Apple stock, really. You own a piece of the company, and every quarter we review the profits, and based on the percentage of the company that you own, that you bought with your shares, you get a dividend check. And I know that there are some companies or brokerages that do this in Eastern PA.
Yes.
You are locked to the brokerage. And if you leave the brokerage that you're at,
this is important.
Lose your shares, right? You lose your shares. So then that revenue stream disappears. So for us, I don't care if you're at EXP or if you're at Berkshire or Long and Foster, like you said, there is an opportunity to do that. Stacie, I would ask you this question. Now that you are owner of a title company, right?
Yes.
Right. Do you feel that your service level has increased from using a title company that before that you didn't own, that the brokerage owned, or someone else did? Do you feel that you've got increased level of service from that?
I know I did. It's something that I think about. Actually, I take it for granted now that I know what I know from where it came from to working and now owning part of Avenue to Close. It's awesome. It's great. And I feel like I have skin in the game. Not that I have added pressure, but I have like a duty to my clients to provide them the best service. And
Right.
Avenue to Close, I've seen do that behind the scenes. Again, it's not glamorous, but it's things that you and Ben, Dylan, everybody at Avenue to Close is able to do easily and very quickly. That's the thing that hit me the most is when I went from this to you, it was like night and day. It was incredible. And the
Awesome.
service is there. So yes, the answer is yes.
That's the idea, right? So
Yes.
if as an agent, what we're worried about is, right, and it's a difficult market. I sold
Right.
in 08, 09. There was more inventory and more sales in 08 and 09 than there was last year. So it's tough to navigate. So people now, agents are, I can understand it, are afraid to move their business sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I already know that if I use XYZ, it's at least going to close.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to have great communication. I don't know that it's going to be perfect, but I know that they could probably close, right? For us, I think the best benefit outside of the passive revenue stream is the increased communication, right, to our ownership group and to our partners.
Yes.
The increased speed to close, the accuracy in it, and the ability that I would hope that you have, right, to say, because that's the last thing your client remembers is the closing table. We take it very seriously, right? I think and if they have a great experience there, the ability to go ahead and create a referral business from that client, right? And have them give you their family and friends is much higher by using us, along with getting a passive revenue stream. So
I agree. Like the passive revenue, it is nice. So doing something that you already do, it's great to be recognized and it's great to get compensation for contribution. I thoroughly believe in that. But the service is what I want to hone in on, and the ability to do things that most title companies, frankly, aren't willing to do. That is what I love about Avenue to Close. And you've been able to turn on a dime. You've been able to pivot very quickly for our clients, frankly. And it's been the difference between having settlement that day and not having it being delayed. I like that you guys can make decisions. And then not only that, where I came from, we had one point of contact and that was it. And I'm not going to say we got shut down pretty quickly on things, but with Avenue to Close, I have the ability to call at least 5 people off the top of my head that I know will pick up the phone and answer any and all questions that I have. I just did it this morning with you and Ben. I had a question regarding a divorce decree and what happens, what does that look like? And you both responded to me within minutes. I had that answer.
Yeah, that's great. And, that's what we want to do. And I think the idea too of, and when you're a person in a title company, there's so many moving parts behind the scenes. And realtors, I sold real estate for years. I didn't care about any of those. You don't need to care about any of those. But I do think the ability to, like, having somebody internally go, like, you get an email and you're like, I don't quite know what that means. That means I'm not close. Something happened. To be able to call one of the owners, to be able to call someone in charge, have their number, have a cell number, right? And say, like, what does that, like, what are we doing? I'm like, nope, that's going to close. We're going to make that happen. And how can we get with a lender today? And what can we do to help? And I don't care where we close it. Where are they at? They're in Jersey. Okay, fine. Like, we're going to get somebody in Jersey to go to the seller. The buyer's here. We're going to do, what time do you want to do it? We've closed stuff at 7 or 8 o'clock at night for you. I'm pretty sure.
I love that. That you'll go to someone's house, car, the house of settlement. It's awesome. You have traveling notaries everywhere. And again, it's like pressing the easy button. I like to sell homes. Don't want to think about anything else. And I love the fact that I can give you an agreement of sale, orders at avtoclose.com, and it's taken care of. And then I can move on to the next thing because I don't want to think about that stuff. I just want it done.
You remind me of myself when I sold. I remember you came in and we would get a couple emails and you're like, hey, I don't need any more email updates. I want to close. Yes. So are you going to go like, today is the 1st. I want to close on the 29th. Are you able to close on the 29th? Yes. You need me. let me know. Like, so like when you get title commitment, someone probably tells you that. You're like, great. And then we're done, right? And then then we schedule with you. And if there's a problem, we get in contact, but we don't, you are comfortable enough with our service that we just run.
I let you do what you do. Like, listen, I'm here to sell homes, to counsel people on making the right financial decision, on making memories and getting them the house at their best terms. But what people don't realize is that there's a title company behind you. There's a mortgage company behind you. And after 25 years, I know that I have the best team, and I have that with Avenue to Close. To be able to get to be an owner in a title company, I never thought would be possible. I love the fact of being inclusive, of inviting every agent to participate and have that opportunity be afforded to them, no matter the brokerage. And I've said that ad nauseum. In general, like, I want to help agents. I don't care what brokerage you're at. I'm having an event. It's not exclusive to my group. Everybody is invited. And then the title company, again, to have the confidence and to be an owner and to know and not worry that you're going to do an excellent job time and time again, that is priceless. And then on top of it, the icing on the cake is, yes, we get compensated for contribution because we are owners in our company.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, right? So you're doing a lot of lead generation, a lot of prospecting, a lot of, like, now you could go out and show a buyer, how many homes does it take and how many offers do you have to write? So you have all of that rolling into to getting just one person to the table. If you're a realtor, and this is my entrepreneur mind and my like brokerage side life I ran, if you're taking something that you have that much time, money, energy, and investment in, right? Like your clientele and your effort, you're getting that contract and passing it off, and you're not monetizing that side of the transaction.
Right.
I mean, at that point, you're giving yourself a weaker position. You can use that money for whatever you want. You can use it for marketing. You can use it to grow your business. It's your ownership piece. You can go to Disneyland if you want. That's up to you.
Right.
It's like, that's another great thing about it, because it's just an ownership piece. And if we do our job, we run the company correctly, and we keep it in a good spot, it profits healthily, and it's open book, and you get a chance to see that, and you get your check, and it's a nice thing. But I do see a lot of people like, what would you do as a side hustle? And they're like, well, Forex trade, or I'm like, I don't know anything about that stuff.
We'll do solar panels.
Sell something else.
Whatever. Yeah.
So then it takes your eye off the ball here, right? And you can't focus on real estate sales. If you can focus on sales and monetize that portion of the transaction, just like the broker's doing, because the broker is.
That's right.
That's how they run.
That's exactly right. Every brokerage, they make most of their money from title and mortgage.
That's it. Yeah, they make, and from that.
And then in many cases, the agent is the liability. The agent is the highest cost. But ironically, without the agent, you're not getting the other two.
Then the other two can't get it. Right. And we have a great group of agents and people that we built this company over the last, like, the Avenue to Close itself is in its 15th year of existence. We built it as a JV, though. Ben and I bought in 19, and we shifted the entire company that way. So every transaction, and every transaction that we get, whether it's owned by one of our partners that owns it, or it's just transactions that we organically get from lenders that aren't owner, that all goes into the profit line.
It's awesome. It sounds like
it's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah. Another company I'm an owner in. I want to invite all agents in the tri-state area. Let's throw in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware. I would love for you to meet Ben Perrin and Felix Kronicki. They're the owners of Avenue to Close, the title company that can grow anywhere and is located in several states. In Pennsylvania alone, we're in Westchester, Media, and then also the Pittsburgh area, and you're out of state.
Yeah, and we're out of state. Yeah.
But I would say, listen, this is another opportunity. Join us Thursday, June 13th, in the morning from 10 to 12. Complimentary breakfast from 9 to 10. We have sponsors like Avenue to Close, Guaranteed Rate, Toll Brothers, Cyberbacker. We have America's Preferred Home Warranty Company. And I wanted to introduce our sponsors because I believe without our events with sponsors like you, number one, they wouldn't happen. But I would not waste anybody's time and even talk about Avenue to Close as a title company, as an option for your clients, as an opportunity for you, if I didn't believe and I didn't use that company. And I've been with you for 5.5 years. And
Yeah,
I'm a
you've
proud
been a great partner
honor. You're great. So are you.
and good friend. Thank you.
We're both great. No, just kidding. But thank you for watching. I'm going to post this on YouTube, Felix, and then send it out through MailChimp for all agents in our area, because I know what an awesome opportunity it is, no matter your brokerage. Keep it.
Thank you.
Be an owner and keep all of your shares all of the time.
It's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.